This is one mighty feature in Vienna Instruments Pro. The Humanize area lets you simulate the magic of real musicians with all the little details that define the very special human touch of a live performance. Especially the way you can influence the intonation of each note with the flexible tuning curves will change the way you think about samples. When it comes to playing live, it's safe to say that it's unbelievably hard to play each note 100% perfect, especially when applying the standards we have followed at Vienna Symphonic Library. Some sloppy intonation, some freedom in timing, it's all natural and it's allowed. What's important for a virtual orchestrator is to have control over these variations and irregularities to keep the quality of the virtual instrument at the desired level at all times. Let me show you what I mean with a solo trumpet without vibrato, and we'll apply a random preset from the folder Finding Tune. We are looking at 12 variations of tuning curves in different lengths and intensities. What these tuning curves have in common is that the start of the note is more or less out of tune, and sooner or later they'll all find the perfect pitch for the played note. The horizontal axis is time, the vertical axis is the pitch in cent. In this case, it's a range of +50 to -50 cent. When you switch through the variations, you'll get a good overview of the characteristics of the curves in the given preset. Every played note will switch to another tuning curve. This way, a detuning machine gun effect will be avoided. The wow and flutter is rather strong in this case, and that's when the global tuning scaler comes in handy. It lets you control the amount of the tuning curve effect on the played note, so that the tuning curve will only have half the effect when this slider is in the middle position. When playing chords, an individual tuning curve will be assigned to each note of the chord. A big difference when compared to a pitch manipulation with a pitch bend that would apply the same tuning curve to all notes. A good example for a realistic musical performance is the repetition of chords. With a stronger intonation effect for the first chord, the second chord is played much cleaner in terms of intonation. Then there's a chord change that's hard to play, again with a stronger intonation effect, and again the repetition of the chord sounds much better. Now we'll load two different trumpets in the slot rack. These are playing in unison, and to make sure that both instruments are using different tuning curves, there are 8 variations for each kind of factory presets. If you play a monophonic melody, you will hear the different tunings quite clearly. And of course, you can still adjust the intonation effect with the tuning scaler globally. Here's a short phrase with 3 different tuning curves, from bad intonation over quite okay to very good. It's also easy to generate your own customized Humanized presets. Simply edit the tuning curve, add a new tuning point with a double click, and you can select multiple tuning points and adjust them by dragging the mouse. You will find inverse, copy and paste options and more in the toolbox to the right of the tuning curve window. We have chosen a default value of 50 cent to be displayed in the tuning curve window, but you can change that to other values anytime. And you can also zoom into the horizontal axis, either with the slider or with your mouse wheel. The number of available variations within a Humanized preset can be defined with this button. Finally, you can set the threshold value and define the time you have after a pause to start with the first variation of your Humanized preset again. But Humanized doesn't stop at the intonation. You can also randomize the start points of your played notes. Every Humanized preset includes different start delay values for each played note, and you can see this value right next to the tuning curve window. Switching through a preset, you'll see different values, which of course makes a lot of sense when playing chords. And it's great to have in the master plan of a big arrangement. Let me demonstrate this effect with some staccato notes. As with the tuning curves, you can influence the intensity of the start delay with one global scalar, next to the tuning scalar. The Humanized scalar combines the effect of the delay scalar and the tuning scalar. We'll set delay to the maximum, tuning to a middle position, and then listen to a strong Humanized effect and a phrase that is sounding better and better.